All right, I'm coming to you with another video in my series on forgotten band instruments. And well, I got like 3 of them here in my hand. Well, 2 of these are forgotten, 1 is not. And of course I've got piccolos here. Don't ask me to play them. I can but won't. That's the sign of a gentleman right there. Why do I have 3 different piccolos here? Well, because of these 3, 2 are forgotten. This is your normal, everyday, run-of-the-mill piccolo in the key of C. Meaning if I play a C, it sounds a C. This looks almost identical, except, it's about half to 3/4 of an inch shorter, 1.5 centimeters shorter. Because this piccolo here is in the key of D flat. And right there, you know why it's obsolete. D flat. One of the most out there keys you can put an instrument in. Right up there with the A flat piccolo clarinet. Yes, D flat. Now, why is it in D flat? Well, I've done a video on this, but I'm going to rehash it just a little bit. And we're going to go back to this 3rd piccolo that I have here. In that these 2 are both what we would today call D-flat piccolos. However, this was not always called a D-flat piccolo. This was called an E-flat piccolo. E-flat, much more friendly key. In fact, on here, and this I doubt will ever show up on the video, on the head joint it is labeled as E-flat. What does that mean? That means when 6 fingers are down, it sounds an E flat. So these were named for their 6-finger note. And again, I have a full video on the naming system of pitches, which would mean that our C piccolo, 6 fingers down, is a D piccolo. Well, orchestral flutes were often referred to as D flutes because 6 fingers gave you a D. Not unlike this little bad boy right here. This is a tin whistle, Irish whistle, penny whistle in D. Except it's high pitch. I think it's like 452 or something, so it's almost E flat. But this is a simple 6-finger instrument. However, all modern orchestral and woodwind instruments, I should say, are named for their 7-finger note. You got to get that left pinky in there. Now, piccolos are odd in that they don't have that extension down to C. They've got a pinky key, but it doesn't extend it. It's an E flat key. Oh good, the neighbors are banging on pipes. Anyway, I'm going to continue. You're going to hear some banging in the background. They did that until like 9:30 last night. It's wonderful. So this is a 6-keyed D flat in modern nomenclature, E flat in 6-finger nomenclature, piccolo. It's probably from about the 1920s. And yes, these instruments were still being made and used into the 1900s. In fact, they're still being made and used today, particularly in Ireland, where a 6-key instrument or an 8-key if you've got a C foot are very common. This would be called an Irish flute. It's not Irish. This is from Czechoslovakia. But what we've got here is now a modern Bern system D-flat piccolo. And this was the piccolo of choice for American and British wind bands all the way up until the 1940s. You would see parts for D-flat piccolo. All of the Holst suites originally D-flat piccolo and D-flat flutes. Everything you see by John Philip Sousa, Stars and Stripes Forever, is actually a heck of a lot easier on this little guy. Instead of playing in the cumbersome key of A flat, you play in the friendly key of G, 1 sharp. It, of course, started to die out because piccolo players did not see the need to have a band piccolo and an orchestral piccolo. And the orchestral C piccolo won because C is so much more friendly than D flat. Did the D flat piccolo ever get used in an orchestra? There are a few cases. I have documented a few cases in some more obscure works. I believe there was a work by Robert Schumann where I found a D-flat piccolo part. There is a D-flat piccolo part in Rimsky-Korsakov's Mlada, the ballet opera. And I think Das Klagende Lied by Mahler. And I'll have to go back and check the manuscript score. The print score, I think, was actually for C piccolo, but in the manuscript, it's for D flat. What are they doing? They're trying to invoke a military band. Except Mlada, and Mlada is just Rimsky-Korsakov being his creative self. Is this an instrument that people still play? Rarely will you see somebody bring out a D-flat piccolo. If they're doing it mostly to play something like Stars and Stripes Forever. Are there instruments still being made today? You might be able to get a custom instrument. They don't come up that often, though. You are most likely going to be finding instruments, D-flat piccolos, from the first half of the 20th century. They can range from really pretty terrible instruments to very good instruments, made by makers like Haynes, who still makes some of the top flutes in the world today. They would have made lots of D-flat piccolos. So there it is, the D-flat piccolo, a forgotten band instrument. I bet some of you have seen in your band library old parts for D-flat piccolo. Like, what the heck is that thing? And the problem comes in a lot of those pieces didn't provide a part for the C piccolo. Not very forward thinking there, but anyway, let me know. Have you ever played a D-flat piccolo? You ever encountered a part for a D-flat piccolo? And until next time, let's keep exploring some forgotten band instruments.